you're defending and the opponent's striker is sprinting toward goal. If you don't handle the running duel correctly, you will concede. Let's break down how to win every running duel. Selecting the right player is the first step to defending a running duel. Always check if the opponent's attacker has space in front of him to run into. If he does, you must stop that immediately. The best way is to switch to the closest defender as early as possible. A correct and early switch allows you to close the gap before the running duel even starts. To make your switching more effective, I recommend setting your cursor to semi-assisted. This setting gives you more control while still helping you lock on to the right defender quickly. One of the biggest mistakes in a running duel is to chase the attacker in a straight line. The attacker is already moving forward, and if you run straight at his current spot, you'll always be one step late. Instead, you must control your running angle. Aim for the space in front of the attacker, not his exact location. That means you need to run back and also move closer to his path to create a proper challenge. The most effective angle is usually diagonal, cutting across the attacker's running lane. There are two crucial factors that affect your defensive angle: pace and momentum difference. When the opponent receives the ball in open space, don't rush into the challenge right away. First, maintain your speed and run directly backward for a few steps. This gives you time to read the pace difference between your defender and the attacker. Once you understand the speed gap, adjust your run diagonally into the attacker's lane. Aim for the space ahead of him, not his current position. By starting with a short retreat and then shifting diagonally, you gain control over the duel. You can decide whether to challenge the attacker early or delay and confront him further back, depending on the situation. So how should you approach and make a challenge once you get close to the attacker? One method is to sprint only without pressing anything else. This works best when you have the pace and momentum advantage, especially if the opponent pushes the ball too far ahead. In that case, you can simply run into the ball's path and recover possession. But this doesn't always work. Against skilled attackers, just running can make you easy to bypass. That's why you need to use your defender's physicality when possible. The most effective way is to use advanced defending. When executed correctly, your defender will use his body strength to shoulder the dribbler and take the ball. To perform it, get close to the attacker and tap the joystick twice. Your defender will lean in with his shoulder, pushing the attacker off balance and gaining ball control. This technique is especially powerful with big defenders who have strong physical contact stats. They can easily dominate smaller, faster dribblers in shoulder challenges. Now let's talk about using the tackle in running duels. A lot of players spam the tackle button too early, but this usually fails and creates open space for the attacker. The key is to use the tackle only when the timing is correct. The best moment is when the attacker has just pushed the ball slightly forward or slowed down to control it. At that instant, step in and use the tackle. This gives you a clean challenge and prevents fouls. When chasing from behind, avoid sliding unless it's your last option. A missed sliding tackle in eFootball 26 Mobile almost always leaves your defense exposed. Instead, keep pressure with sprint and angle control, then time the standing tackle as soon as the attacker misplaces the ball. Remember, patience plus timing is what makes the tackle effective. One good tackle can stop the entire attack, but one bad attempt can cost you a goal. Finally, let's talk about the type of defenders you should use for running duels. If your opponent has fast strikers, slow defenders will always struggle. That's why it's important to select defenders with at least 80+ speed and 78+ acceleration. These stats make a big difference in long sprints and quick recoveries. Fast defenders allow you to track runs, close gaps, and recover when you're slightly out of position. They also give you more flexibility when playing a high defensive line, since they can chase down attackers making runs in behind. Winning running duels in eFootball 26 Mobile is not about pressing buttons randomly. It's about switching early, controlling your angles, managing your speed, using your physicality, timing your tackles, and choosing the right defenders. If you apply these steps together, you'll stop losing foot races and turn dangerous situations into safe recoveries.